Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on It's Never Too Late to Fall in Love by Marilynn Champion, author, USA. After Marilynn's painful divorce, she was sure that she would never get into another romantic relationship. She had decided that it wasn't worth the risk. Her son, Wyatt, told Marilynn that she was too young to give up on finding happiness. He convinced her that her life wasn't over. She should at least be open to the possibility of finding a nice man who could be her friend. He helped her set up a profile on a dating site for older people. Her first date was with a man who had posted a 40-year-old photo of himself. He was looking for a live-in nurse. She was not ready for that. Marilynn decided to take the initiative and do her own search. She found a photo of a man who immediately caught her interest. She had always liked long hair on a man, and his rugged looks appealed to her. There was something in his eyes. Like Marilynn, Ed had lost a loving spouse. She had remarried too quickly and that was a mistake, but she remembered what it was like to be with someone who returned your love. Ed made it clear that he didn't have a fortune to spend during his retirement. His late wife's medical bills had wiped out his savings. He wasn't superficial. She liked him immediately. They met at a coffee shop. Her first thought was that he looked like Jesus, but without a beard. It was the easiest first date she'd ever had. She cut the date short because she was not feeling well. She was soon to face a serious illness head-on. He took her to a vegan restaurant on their first date. She loved the fact that he also wanted to eat a healthy diet. That night they both felt like they had known each other forever. She left for a month-long trip to Boulder the following week. She was going to visit Wyatt, who was pursuing a doctorate in environmental engineering at CU. The distance didn't keep them apart. They emailed each other every day. They were falling in love the old-fashioned way. She remembered reading books about medieval courtship. The knight and his lady kept in touch through letters, no matter how far apart they were from one another. When she finally got home, there were a dozen roses waiting for her. The note enclosed said "I love you." She felt like a young girl getting her first kiss. She had ended up in the hospital while she was in Boulder. She had been suffering from liver disease for years, but now her situation was deteriorating rapidly. She had come down with Hepatitis C years ago, and it was affecting her cognitive functions. That was why she had been involved in an accident. And it was why she had fallen down a flight of stairs while in Boulder. She truly believes his coming into her life was a gift from God. She had been seeing a physician at a liver clinic and had been told that she was too old to qualify for a liver transplant. They were sure that she had a heart condition, diabetes, or some other ailment associated with people her age. They never took into account that she'd been using Ayurvedic medicine for years, and that she followed a plant-based diet. She looked and felt a lot younger than her chronological age. Ed knew about a wonderful medical center that had treated his late wife. They specialized in liver diseases. Marilynn had picked up her hepatitis C from a blood transfusion. His late wife had gotten it from a bone marrow transplant. Her first visit there renewed her hope. They told Marilynn that a new medication for hepatitis C was available. Her disease was cured in a few weeks. It thrills her to know that people with hepatitis C can now be cured. It is a miserable, progressive disease to live with. She soon learned that the disease had, indeed, deteriorated her liver so badly that she would need a liver transplant. She became very conscious of the fact that every day of life is a precious gift that we must never take for granted. We must be grateful for every breath we take. Marilynn had to endure a series of uncomfortable tests to determine her eligibility for a transplant. At that point, she began to pray for the person whose death would help her stay alive. She wanted that person's mission on Earth to be realized before they left this planet. She had a painful and frightening 2-year battle as she waited for the transplant to happen. The first attempt at a transplant ended just 15 minutes prior to the scheduled surgery. It turned out that the person who had been taken off life support had not yet died. She learned that if a person does not pass away within an hour of the time they are removed from life support, their organs would no longer be useful. She was disappointed. But all she could think about was the family sitting by the side of their loved one, waiting for his last breath. She stopped feeling sorry for herself. A few weeks later, she received another call from the transplant center. She knew in her heart that this would be the day she got a new lease on life. She called Ed immediately, and he started driving toward the transplant center. Suddenly he shouted, "Oh my God!" A car had turned in front of him at the intersection. The car had a bumper sticker that read "Save a Life. Be an organ donor." This happened on March 30, 2016. Marilynn received her liver transplant that evening. Her invitation to anyone facing a challenge is to visit Marilynn at her website, mindpowerjournal.com, and watch the inspiring 4-minute video. Never give up, and you may see a miracle in your life, too. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.